Ahoy there, today on the Red Sea. Tattoo artists. Ever do a tattoo, even though you thought it was the dumbest ducking idea ever? Do tell. I'm a tattoo artist and the stupidest thing I ever tattooed was the letters WMD, weapon of mass destruction, in army, stencil font just above some dude's junk. If that was not bad enough, he was very overweight and I had to wrestle with his belly the whole time. I also had to shave his overgrown pubes that stunk of nut butter. Not my finest moment. Oh, and his other idea was lucky you, but he did not have enough money. My high school art teacher designed a tattoo of a unicorn with a boner. She got it, and some years later a small skateboard company bought the design and put it on a board. I was sitting on the train when a drunk Scottish dude turned around to me and yelled, "I have tattoos of ducks." He then lifted his sleeve, and there was a mallard, another duck, another, all good looking natural ducks ... Then he lifted his other sleeve ... Daffy Duck, Scrooge Duck, and other cartoon ducks. Then lifted his pants leg, more ducks, all about 5 inches tall. Then he showed his belly, a big duck-eyeing duck. I was hanging out with a friend, who is a tattoo artist, while he was at work. A girl of 16 came in with her mother to co-sign for the tattoo. The young girl wanted a fully filled in black Nike swoop on the side of her neck to get her boyfriend back. At first I thought this must be a joke until the friend made a slightly uncomfortable laugh/throat clearing noise and said what? The mother then interjected and confirmed that this is what her daughter wanted and would get because the customer is always right. My friend never actually gave her the tattoo and eventually ended up kicking the girl and her mother out. They caused quite the scene, but he did receive a picture in the mail of the 16-year-old's brand new malarkey looking Nike swoop that she will forever have on the side and partial front of her neck, along with a nasty little note attached ... So obviously someone did it. I was in the chair getting work done and decided to ask my artist what the weirdest tattoo he had ever drawn was. He said that one day he had a couple come into his shop. I cannot remember what the guy's profession was, but I do remember that his wife was an elementary teacher at one of the local schools. Also, they were apparently way into some serious S&M stuff. Anyway, the husband wanted to get a tattoo of the Chinese symbol for master on the head of his penis. The wife wanted to get the symbol for slave on the inside of one of her vaginal lips. My artist seemed to think these two were part of some form of BDSM subculture called Goreans. The wife was going to go first. My artist said the tattoo was rather difficult to do and pretty personal, seeing how he had to fold her back to get at it, but apparently the lady took it like a champ. Her husband, however, had to leave the room. In between the pieces my artist stepped out for a smoke break. The husband came out and said that he did not think he could go through with his end of the bargain. They went back inside, told the wife, who did not say anything for a second, then looked at my artist and asked him to tattoo the symbol for master on the inside of her other vaginal lip. Same process, same results. F***ing champ. Afterward the couple apparently walked out with the wife leading the way and her husband staring at the floor. To sum it up, couple wants S&M slave master genital tats. Wife gets hers. Husband backs out. Wife gets both slave and master in her vagina. PWNS husband. A Jack-in-the-Box employee by my school has fear no man, trust no ditch tattooed across her neck. I always lol as I walk away with my curly fries. As a tattoo artist I hear this a lot, but the only thing that pops in my head is one my old boss's tattooed beard stubble on a guy with a sparse beard, eventually covering his face with a fake 5 o'clock shadow. To put it into perspective, this gentleman brought his own light bulbs into the bathroom at the shop to make sure it looked good under those specific lighting conditions. Yeah, I still have trouble wrapping my head around it. I asked my tattoo artist the same question while I was searching for something to say. She had an interesting response, essentially saying even the dumbest thing can be meaningful to the person and serves as a future reminder of that feeling of meaning they have right now. A friend had rainbow suspenders tattooed all the way on the front and back of his body. He also has them on the inside of his thumbs, so he can look like has got them strapped in. I kid you not. I have a friend who got a picture of my other friend's face on his ass, with a funny caption up above. He was 100% sober at the time. He is now in the military, which makes for an awkward conversation in the showers. Yes, I'm not in the biz anymore, but dumb as duck tattoos were fun to do. I hear a lot of artists who would not do things they think are bad ideas. But in my opinion, if the design itself is well executed, it does not reflect poorly on the tattooist. Really bad ideas did not generally make it to my portfolio. For example, silhouettes of the Ike Patchett dude, unless they were an example of technical or artistic prowess, which the most common stupid tattoos are not among. Generally logos. A lot of people think this is stupid, but we had a coupe flash set at my shop and only one person ever got anything off of it, and it was that. Hands down one of my favorite tattoos. The kid was a ducking trooper, too. It was his first tattoo. He got it huge, and on his ribcage. Took me almost 6 hours and he never made a peep. One of the absolute dumbest I ever saw was one my boss did. This guy got lettering in a font similar to this, but a little more difficult to immediately recognize as English. It said duck and you on either side of his neck. I would not have done it, but my boss was kind of a sicko and enjoyed doing things like that. We got a guy once who wanted a huge swastika on his chest, American History X style. He told us he'd been to 3 shops and no one would do it, so my boss did it. I was a little shocked. But after the guy left he said I love it when people pay me to make their stupidity immediately visible to everyone. Not all tattoo artists have that mentality. He was kind of an unpleasant guy. I did not work for him very long. My sister got a tramp stamp of my parents' names. A friend of mine told the story of his band being on tour and all deciding to get matching tattoos. They decided on a big ship with the words down it goes underneath. But one guy did not like that, so he wanted his to say hell on wheels instead. They did not point out until afterwards that hell on wheels underneath a boat makes no ducking sense. Not a tattoo artist, but I knew a guy who got a butterfly tattooed near his frontal belt line area. By butterfly, I mean a stick of butter with wings. I was in Amsterdam with the boys many moons ago, and wandering around town one overly indulgent day we wandered into tattoo parlor to see if we had the balls to get something done to commemorate the epic trip. We did not. However, we came across a group of guys who made us look sober. Apparently they did not have enough cash to get any work done, so the artist said he would do them one for free if they did it on their face. After quite some peer pressure, one guy goes for it. We watched as he got down on the chair and starts getting some Celtic malarkey drawn on. Was too painful to watch, and we were losing our high, so decided to bounce. On the way out another artist took us aside and said do not worry, we're not actually gonna tattoo it. Just draw it on impermanent marker. Should teach him a lesson for getting so irresponsibly malarkey faced. Apparently they did this quite frequently for laughs. I had a friend who got a huge side piece of a compass. The only problem the tattoo artist forgot is cardinal directions. East is on the left side and west is on the right. A girl I knew in high school got a ruler tattoo to scale on her inner thigh starting at her pussy. I worked in a small office consisting of mostly girls, a couple sales guys like myself, and a manager/owner. The girls were pretty dirty, always talking about their most recent car sex or bathroom sex adventure, etc. One day they are talking tattoos and ask my manager if he has any. He says he does not want to talk about it. They push him and he gets really defensive, but admits he has a gopher tattooed on his ass. He thought it would be funny years ago when he was young and dumb. They want to see it, he refuses. Tells them to get back to work. Fast forward a few hours and we're all drinking in the office after hours on a Friday. Norm for us. The girls get a few drinks into my manager and get him to agree to drop his shorts. For proof. He refuses, but once 8 girls tell you to drop your pants, and one guy, oddly he finally says fine. He tries pulling his jeans down a bit. Can you see it? Everyone says no. He loosens his belt. Tugs it down a bit more now. Everyone says no. He finally bends over, moons them all, and the guy says dude, we see your whole ass. Where is the ducking gopher? My manager quickly brings his pants back up and says must have gone back into its hole. Jaws dropped. He slow played it from word 1 over 8 hours prior. The best slow play prank he'd ever personally witnessed. I clapped, then laughed at the dude for staring at his manager's ass. I met a girl that had a tattoo right above her pelvic area. It was a picture of 2 boxing gloves that said, hit it like a champ. It was the greatest and worst tattoo I'd ever seen. I was at a wedding, and this 55-year-old guy keeps telling me he has Elmer Fudd tattooed on his ass. I laugh politely, say yeah sure, and blow him off. This dude is a character though. Old pro bodybuilder. Crass and funny personality, played punk dandy with my friends half his age. I'm wondering if he was just crazy enough to have done something like that. Come on. I'll show you. Well, I really do not want to go to the men's room to examine his ass. By now I was sincerely curious, and sure enough, he drops his shorts, and on his left butt cheek is a full color cartoon of Elmer Fudd pointing a shotgun at his asshole, with the caption, come out of that hole, you wascally warbit. Color me surprised. A boy I went to high school with got pussy monster tattooed on his ass cheek. When his mom found out, she was so upset he had to go back and get it changed to bossy monster. He should consider himself lucky. My parents would have just had the monster part crossed out. My friend's uncle got the picture of the hamburger helper glove on his ribcage. I had a friend who was a tattoo artist. He was in one of those cheap places that get all the people who just want something quick done. He saw a lot of things. Worst, girlfriend of 2 months wanted to get matching tattoos with her boyfriend with their faces in little hearts. Funniest, guy lost a bet with some friends. Had to get Fluttershy, My Little Pony, tattooed on his inner thigh. All he could really do was laugh and feel sorry for the person, but be happy that his polo was getting business. No, never. If a tattoo ever comes my way and it is just unbelievably terrible, I will work with the person to change it to make it fit, be acceptable / look nice. And if it's just too stupid, I will pass it to another artist in the shop that does tattoos similar to what the person has. The only time you will see those worst tattoos ever is from terrible walk-in shops in malarkey towns with artists who fake their portfolios and drink / do drugs in the shop. Those are the ones you want to stay away from. If the shop does not have their bloodborne pathogen certificate displayed, stay away. If the people in the shop seem sketchy to you, stay away. If they smoke weed in / around the shop, stay away. And if they tattoo people under 18, stay the duck away. If you are reading this, you made it until the end of the video. There is no more after this. Click the thumbs up button since you liked the video, because you made it until the end. On screen there should be some more videos similar to this. So either go do something else or watch another video. That's it. I do not know why you are still here. What are you waiting for, a secret message or something? Maybe someday. Who says one does not exist somewhere already? It does not. Or does it?